to see him tech up to possibly Storm drops, or maybe it could be straight for Arbiter tech as well. And then we're seeing Fantasy and Free, and that is the third game, and it looks like everyone is anticipating this third game between Fantasy and Free. Hopefully it will be great, but still, I wouldn't overlook the second game between Hyuk and Quandra. I know we like to make fun of Hyuk and pretend that he's an absolutely worthless player, but he's not worthless. As much as we like to think, he's not completely worthless. And in terms of the Zerg line, him and the Zerg together are just not a great Zerg line overall. But you know, if the Hyuk or the Zerg can win just if they can win 1 out of 3, get close to 50% of their games, something like 35-40% of their games, I think SKT1 will be quite happy with their Zerg line, and they will certainly have a chance to repeat again as champions, as long as Hyuk and the Zerg don't just collapse at any point, as long as they maintain some semblance of a fighting force. I think they should be okay. And so that should be a good game, second game on Tornado here. And yeah, that Citadel of Adun was just to tech up to the Stargate and to Arbiter tech. So we're going to see Bisu going to Arbiters on the only 2 bases. He doesn't even look like he's preparing for a third base. He had a couple of Dragoons at the 12 o'clock position, perhaps looking like he was going to take a third base, but he never actually did. And perhaps Piano might have been a little bit confused here, because he just went to the third base, went to the 12 o'clock position, saw that there was nothing there. So now he's got to be wondering what is going on at this point. And he's going to go back to the natural expansion. He's actually going to be able to slip by here with 4 vultures. I think they all might slip by. How many are... Oh no! Bisu pulling off probes. Great play by Bisu, pulling off probes to help block that ramp, and actually catching 3 of the vultures on that ramp. So, only 1 vulture gets through there. It's going to be able to do some damage for sure. Able to kill off several probes already. And 3 tanks and a vulture caught out in the open. And these Dragoons might actually be able to walk in and just destroy all of these tanks. Mines are being placed as Marines are coming up as well. All the tanks go down. All 3 tanks go down. Piano's lost his entire tank force. DTs are out as well. And he's got a couple more tanks out here, but they are all open. They are in danger of all going down. Piano is completely losing hold of this game right now. Bisu just running right in with his forces, and Spider-Man's taking out a couple of Dragoons here as well. But still, Piano's losing tank after tank after tank. I don't even know how many tanks he has left. Maybe 1 or 2 left in defensive positions and whatever he's producing, and that's about it. Bisu is just, I believe, in my opinion, Bisu is just retaking the lead in this game as he's throwing up his base at the 12 o'clock position as well. So he's going to take a third base. And I think with that attack, with that failed Vulture rush, and great play by Bisu to stop the Vultures, and then the push by Bisu taking down tons of tanks, that definitely puts, I think that puts Bisu a little bit in the lead here. And for some reason, Piano has not taken his second gas. This is quite late. If he puts it up now, I'm very, very surprised to see that gas has not been taken, nor is Piano setting up for a third base. So I'm not really sure what his plan was there in just working off of 1 gas here. I think he really should have taken that earlier. He does have 2 machine shops up. He's getting his 5th factory up and running now, and finally that refinery can come down. I don't know if that was a mistake or if that was part of his just how he wanted to do that push, but I think that refinery is quite late for him, because Bisu's been on 2 gas for quite some time despite losing that 12 next. So he's definitely at a gas advantage right now, and he's going to have a little bit of a tech advantage overall. And Piano just producing a lot of vultures here, trying to put down mines, just trying to slow down Bisu, trying to make it so that way he can rebuild his forces and push out again. Because right now, obviously, he has at a military disadvantage. If he pushes out, he could be in trouble. And he's pushing out again with some tanks, but he doesn't have a whole lot of vultures or mines to really defend them. So if Bisu pushes towards Piano's base, he could take down yet another tank line. And that could be really dangerous once again. And Bisu sees this. He has an observer there. There's a missile turret going up. But if Bisu does decide to move down there, I think that he could take out could take down a lot of tanks. And it does look like the first Arbiter is out, so scans will become very, very important now. And watch for Piano scans, watch it, and he's going to have to be on the ball. He's going to have to protect them. He's going to have to save them and use them economically, because he only has 2 command centers, so it's not like he has an unlimited number of scans. Usually once a Terran player gets up to 3 or 4 command centers and 3 or 4 bases, then you can just pretty much scan whenever you want. But at 2 bases, they still have to be somewhat careful and still make sure you use them wisely. And Bisu just looks like he's setting up for his attack. Just looks like he's content to macro up some forces until he's ready to push out and try and take down this tank line again. And here it comes. Here he comes with a whole lot of speed lots. The Arbiter in there for cloaking, and Dragoon's coming in behind. And there's a lot of Zealots getting in right in among the tank lines. And those Zealots are still alive. Zealots are still alive, allowing the Dragoons to wander in and do so much damage. When the Zealots are alive for that long, that is just bad news for a Terran player. And it looks like this entire line is going to go down. Bisu able to take down pretty much everything. One tank left, and that tank is going to go down. Reinforcing Zealots coming in as well, doing a good job of picking off these mines before they go off. If any of those mines went off, a lot of those Zealots could have gone down at once. But Bisu microing it extremely well, taking down the mines extremely fast, and completely routing the army of Piano, taking a huge lead in this game now, winning two very, very decisive battles. He has a third base up and running. He has an economic advantage. He has a military advantage. He has a map advantage. And Bisu absolutely taking this game by the neck. He's got a huge advantage now. As long as he doesn't let Piano get away with any of this crazy little vulture harass. And it doesn't look like he's going to. One vulture maybe got through. Two vultures got through there to towards the 12 o'clock position. I assume that Bisu has a cannon or two back there, and that should be more than enough to deal with it. I can't imagine them doing too much damage. No cannons up there, back there actually for Bisu. So this vulture is going to get 1 or 2 kills. I didn't actually get to see it, and but still, Piano has not been allowed to get at third base, so that puts him at risk. Once again, he's going to fall behind economically. He hasn't been able to build up a force either, since both of his forces have been completely wiped out by great play by Bisu. Bisu just playing really, really well, and showing no signs of slumping from last season's victory. Still looking very, very sharp, looking like he's very much on his game. And we should start seeing Arbiter numbers grow here. And Bisu being somewhat sloppy here, not taking care of those mines as efficiently as he should have. Some of them actually doing some damage. And it actually is a ton of tanks out for Piano at his natural expansion. Bisu doing a good job of defusing a lot of those mines. And there's a huge Vulture group coming out. That's why all the tanks were left kind of undefended except by mines. A huge Vulture harass coming in for Piano. I don't think this is going to be very successful, though. The Dragoon did a good job of blocking a lot of those Vultures. A couple cannons are there as well. And the Vultures are going to get in there. They're going to get maybe 5 probes, 6, 7 probes maybe. Might get a couple more. And probably an equal number of probes to Vultures are dead. And while that is an economical attack for Piano overall, it's really not enough in terms of what he needs, since he is behind a base, and since he doesn't really have any map advantages. So now that he's going to have to reproduce all those Vultures before he can really push out again. And now it looks like Piano's just wandering around throwing down mines all over the map. But Bisu, as long as he's careful, as long as he's producing observers, he should be in pretty good shape to handle this. And I don't know about you, but I see something in the top right corner that I'm kind of curious about. I wonder if that's just a Vulture, or I'm not really sure. I think that might just be a Vulture. Mines everywhere for Piano inside of his own base. Be wary of a recall, and if Bisu does do a recall, this could be very dangerous for him. Here he comes. He is going to recall, but he's going to recall on top of a ton of mines. Oh no, he passed the mines completely, going right into the tank line. Where is he going? There it is. There's a great recall spot. No mines there, except maybe one mine there. Not going to do nearly enough damage. Tons of Zealots, tons of Dragoons. He recalled a second Arbiter in as well, so that second Arbiter should be able to do another stasis. Should be on troops on the ramp. Could be able to do another recall. This is going to be so bad for Piano. And there it is. There's the second recall, and it recalls a third Arbiter. So now there's 3 Arbiters wandering around inside of Piano's base. Piano is pretty much done at this point, losing factories, losing supply depots. His entire reinforcement line is completely destroyed here, and that mine being dragged right into a tank. That tank goes down. So this is just god-awful situation for Piano. And now reinforcements for Bisu not even going to be recalled in anymore, just they're going to stream right into the natural. And I think as those units are streaming into the natural and get into this last tank line, I think that's going to be GG for Piano. He's going to hold out for a few seconds more here, but as soon as these reinforcing units for Bisu get in there, into his natural, he's going to have to GG. He's already lost control of his base, already lost control of his entire reinforcement line. He's losing supply depots, which means he's not even going to be able to produce anymore. And there's the GG from Piano. Piano put up a good fight there by Piano, but Bisu, you can't beat the master. The Bisu takes this once again. Some great play, despite losing a 12 Nexus. How many times can a player lose a 12 Nexus and come back and win? Wow, Bisu playing out of this world, coming back from that early loss and really dominating Piano in every single battle. That's the key right here. Bisu did not lose a single battle throughout that entire match. Even at the beginning, when the 12 Nex was taken down, Bisu only lost a single Dragoon and a single Zealot. And that really is not cannot even be. That is not a huge loss at all for him, losing like no probes. That was excellent by Bisu. Bisu takes the win. SKT1 is going to go off 1-0 on Woongjin Stars. Next game is going to be Hyuk and Quanro on Tornado. I will see you there.